The spacecraft from Earth shone like a small jewel as it entered the orbit of the Galactic Council's capital. From space, the massive alien city looked alive, glowing with strange colors, stretching higher than the tallest human skyscraper. Humans had dreamed of reaching the stars, but no one had imagined that first contact would feel so small. Inside the sleek silver spacecraft, Commander Elena Royce checked the instruments again. Her hands moved with precision, but her mind wandered. "All systems stable," she said, more to herself than anyone else. Next to her, Dr. Amir Patel, a scientist with a quiet curiosity, studied the holographic map of the council chambers. "I still don't get it," he murmured. "They have technology that can bend light, move planets, and yet they expect us to come here alone?" Elena gave a small smile. "They underestimate humans. That's our advantage." Behind them, Lieutenant Jackson Cruz, the engineer, tapped on a console. "Advantage or not, I hope we don't crash in front of 100 species. That would be embarrassing." The spacecraft descended slowly, passing through clouds that shimmered like liquid metal. Outside the window, creatures of all shapes and sizes floated in midair, moving without wings, without visible legs. Some had eyes that glowed. Others had skin that reflected the light like mirrors. Elena swallowed. "Remember," she said, "we're here to represent Earth, no mistakes. No rash moves." As the ship docked, a voice resonated through the cabin, strange and musical, like a chorus of bells. "Welcome, humans," it said. The tone was polite, but behind it was a hint of amusement. When the hatch opened, the humans stepped into a hall larger than any city on Earth. The floor seemed to stretch forever, glowing faintly beneath their feet. The walls were alive, shifting with colors and shapes, responding to the presence of every visitor. Dozens of aliens turned their heads, looking at the humans with curiosity and a little mockery. "Earth," one of the aliens said, its voice like grinding stones. "We did not expect you to come in person. You bring only 3 representatives?" Elena held her head high. "We are here to learn, to cooperate, and to represent our people to the best of our ability." The alien laughed, a sound that shook the air. "Cooperate with what? Your small ships? Your fragile bodies? Your primitive minds?" Dr. Patel shifted uncomfortably. He had expected skepticism, but the sheer confidence in the alien's mockery made him doubt. Jackson, however, simply smiled. "Well, at least they know we're not afraid." The council chamber's center opened, revealing a platform that hovered midair. Elena stepped forward, her boots clicking against the luminous floor. She could feel the eyes of dozens of species on her. Their whispers, their laughter made her heart race, but she forced calm. "Humans," another alien spoke, its form flickering between solid and liquid like quicksilver. "You have arrived, yet you are so fragile. What can you offer to the council? Your weapons? Your technology? Your planet is tiny, barely a dot in this galaxy." Elena's eyes flickered to the console, then back to the alien. "We offer something perhaps you have not seen before," she said. "Resilience, creativity, determination. Humans do not give up even when the odds are impossible." The alien tilted its head. "Interesting words, but words mean nothing without proof." Elena smiled faintly. "We will show you." Suddenly the lights flickered. A low hum grew louder, echoing through the chamber. Aliens froze, their laughter cutting off abruptly. Dr. Patel's eyes widened. "That isn't normal." From the shadows of the hall, a strange energy pulsed, visible only as a ripple across the floor. It spread toward the council, and every alien's form shivered as if reacting to a silent command. The humans felt it too, a vibration that ran through their bones. The aliens whispered among themselves, confusion and fear in their tones. "What is this?" one asked. Jackson stepped forward, calm but alert. "I don't know, but it seems alive. And it's reacting to us." Elena's mind raced. Something in the chamber, something ancient was sensing them, and it was not friendly. Or perhaps it was waiting. The lead alien's eyes narrowed. "Humans, do you control this?" Elena shook her head. "We do not, but we will adapt. That is what humans do. We learn, we survive, and we grow stronger." A tense silence followed. The council members, for the first time, seemed unsure. They had expected fear, perhaps a desperate plea from the fragile humans, but instead they saw calm determination. And in that calm, they sensed a power they had not considered. The energy pulsing from the floor intensified, forming a subtle pattern around the humans, almost like a halo. Aliens leaned back, whispering warnings to each other. Elena took a deep breath. She did not know what this energy was or why it had chosen now, but she felt it. Humans had arrived at the right moment. And maybe, just maybe, they were not as small as the council believed. Elena stepped forward again, her voice strong and clear. "We are ready to begin in whatever way you choose. But remember, underestimating us may be your first mistake." The chamber trembled slightly. The council members stared wide-eyed, uncertain. For the first time, humans had shifted the balance, not through technology, not through numbers, but through presence, courage, and the unknown spark that made them unpredictable. And in that moment, the Galactic Council understood something vital. Earth was different. Humanity was different. A ripple of suspense hung in the air. This was only the beginning, and already the universe had begun to take notice. The chamber was quiet, but the air was thick with tension. Aliens whispered to each other, their glowing eyes darting between humans and the strange energy that still rippled faintly around their feet. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson stood together, calm, their presence commanding attention without a word. Finally, the lead alien spoke, its tone sharper this time. "Humans, if you wish to join the council, you must prove your worth. We will give you a challenge. Complete it, and you will gain respect. Fail, and you will leave this hall empty-handed." Elena's heart beat faster, but she held her composure. "What is the challenge?" she asked. A wave of energy swept across the room, and the floor shifted, opening into a vast chamber. Shapes and machines appeared, floating in midair, forming obstacles and puzzles. "You must navigate this test," the alien said. "It is designed to measure intelligence, adaptability, and courage. Many have failed. We expect nothing less from you." Dr. Patel's eyes widened. This isn't a normal test. These are like simulations of impossible scenarios. They're trying to trick us," Jackson grinned. "Good. That means we'll have to think differently." Elena nodded. "Exactly. We'll use our strengths, our creativity. That's how humans survive." The humans stepped forward. Immediately, the first puzzle appeared, a floating cube that shifted shape when touched. Symbols glowed on its sides, moving and changing unpredictably. Several alien observers laughed quietly. Watch, one said, "Humans will panic. They will fail in moments," but Elena did not panic. She studied the cube carefully. "Look at the patterns," she whispered. "They repeat, just not in the way we expect. Jackson, try moving the sides slowly. Amir, note the symbols and how they rotate." Jackson's hands flew over the cube, twisting it in ways that seemed random, yet precise. Dr. Patel sketched symbols into his tablet, mapping their rotation. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the cube began to align, opening a hidden passage. The aliens murmured in disbelief. "They adapt. Humans adapt," one hissed. Elena led the team through the passage. The next test appeared. A room filled with shifting platforms suspended above a glowing pit. Some platforms were solid, some vanished when stepped on. "This is impossible," whispered Dr. Patel. "Even if we jump perfectly, some platforms won't hold." Jackson smiled. "Then we don't jump perfectly. We observe first. Watch the pattern. There is a rhythm." They waited. The platforms moved, pulsing in predictable cycles. Elena counted the beats. Jackson jumped from one to the next, testing stability. Dr. Patel calculated the exact moment to move next. Step by step, they crossed the room. Aliens gasped as they reached the other side unscathed. "You humans are clever," the lead alien said, barely hiding its astonishment. "Perhaps we misjudged you." But the final challenge remained. A massive, glowing sphere floated in the center of the chamber. Inside, shifting lights formed an image, a puzzle that seemed alive. "Solve it," the alien commanded, "or leave with nothing." Elena stared at the sphere. It was unlike anything she had seen. The lights shifted constantly, changing shape, color, and position. "It's reacting," she said. "Not to us directly, but to fear. If we hesitate, it changes faster." Dr. Patel took a deep breath. "Then we focus. We don't rush. Observe, adapt, respond." Jackson looked nervous but nodded. "Let's do this." Together, they approached the sphere. Elena studied the colors, noticing subtle sequences. Dr. Patel mapped the sequences, while Jackson manipulated the sphere, pressing and rotating sections in a rhythm that matched the pattern. Minutes passed like hours. The council watched silently, eyes wide, whispers hushed. Then slowly, the sphere began to stabilize, the lights forming a perfect, unbroken pattern. With a final press, the sphere expanded into a brilliant glow that filled the room. The aliens were stunned. Some whispered urgently, This is impossible." Elena stepped back, calm but determined. "We did what needed to be done. We adapted. We worked together. That is what humans do." The lead alien's voice trembled slightly. You passed. You have proven intelligence, creativity, and courage. We did not expect this." Dr. Patel exhaled, relief washing over him. We actually did it," Jackson laughed quietly. "Yeah, and I didn't even break a sweat." But the humans knew it was not over. Passing the test was only the first step. Something in the chamber, something ancient and powerful, had been awakened by their presence. It was subtle but unmistakable, a ripple of energy that seemed to follow them, watching, testing. Elena sensed it too. "This isn't just a test," she murmured. "Something else is here. Something alive." The alien seemed unsettled as well. "Humans," the lead alien said. "Your approach, it is unusual. Perhaps dangerous. Be careful." Elena nodded, a quiet smile on her lips. "We always are." As they exited the test chamber, the humans noticed something strange. The energy that had pulsed around them in the council chamber seemed to have followed them, lingering subtly as if curious. They did not panic. They had adapted once, and they would adapt again. But the council would never forget what had just happened. Earth's representatives, small and fragile in appearance, had passed a test no other species could. Aliens who laughed at them now whispered in fear and awe, and for the humans this was only the beginning. The challenge had shown them that they were underestimated, but it had also awakened something in the galaxy, something that would soon realize that humans were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Elena looked at her team, determination in her eyes. "This is only the first step. The Council may have underestimated us, but the galaxy will soon see what humanity can do." Dr. Patel nodded, feeling a thrill he could not explain. Jackson grinned. "Bring it on. Let them laugh. They'll stop soon enough." Outside, the Galactic Council's chambers buzzed with confusion and debate. For the first time, aliens were unsure of humans, unsure of what they had unleashed. And in that uncertainty, the humans held all the power. The humans thought the challenge had ended. They stepped out of the test chamber, smiling, relieved, proud. But the Galactic Council was far from done. In the shadows, a group of alien delegates whispered among themselves. Their forms flickered like liquid silver, eyes narrowed with malice. One of them, a tall figure with multiple arms, hissed, "They must not succeed beyond this. Earthlings are dangerous." Unknown to the humans, a trap had been set. A hidden system in the Council's chambers activated, a network of energy threads invisible to the eye. The threads moved like silent predators, ready to strike when the humans least expected it. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson walked through the corridors, unaware of the danger.
"That test."
"It was unlike anything I've seen," Dr. Patel said. "I think they didn't want to teach us. They wanted to break us," Jackson smirked. "Break us?" "No, we passed that test. They just don't like it when humans win." Elena frowned. "Keep your focus. This may be another part of the challenge, or something worse." As they entered a large observation hall, the floor beneath them glowed faintly. Suddenly, a loud click echoed, and the floor opened like a trapdoor. The humans fell, landing on a hard surface far below. The room was vast, dark, and filled with strange machines. The walls were lined with alien scripts that pulsed with energy. "A prison," Elena muttered. "And probably more tests." From the shadows, the tall silver alien stepped forward. "Welcome, humans. Did you think your cleverness would save you? Many before you failed. You will too." Dr. Patel's voice trembled slightly. Why are you doing this?" The alien laughed, a sound that made the room vibrate. "Because your species is dangerous. You succeed where others fail. That makes you a threat." Jackson clenched his fist. "Threat? We haven't done anything except prove we're smart." Elena stepped forward, calm but firm. "You underestimated us before, and you will regret it again. We may be few, but we are humans. We survive, we adapt, and we do not give up." The alien's many eyes glowed brighter. "We'll see about that." Energy beams shot from the walls, forcing the humans to dodge quickly. The machines activated, moving like living predators. Each step required perfect timing and coordination. The humans were surrounded, trapped in a deadly puzzle. Dr. Patel scanned the room. "This isn't just about strength. They expect us to fail because we can't react fast enough. But maybe there's a pattern. Look at the beams, they pulse in a rhythm. We can use it, Jackson nodded. I see it. Watch my moves. Follow me. Elena led the team with careful steps, trusting Jackson's instincts. Dr. Patel used his calculations to predict each beam's path. Together they moved as one, dodging, jumping, and weaving through the energy grid. The alien observed, frowning. Impossible. How do they move so well? Suddenly, one machine fired unexpectedly, catching Dr. Patel off guard. He stumbled, energy beams narrowly missing him. Elena grabbed his arm. Stay calm, focus. You're fine, Jackson smirked, almost like they forgot humans can improvise. Elena spotted a control panel, half hidden among the machines. If we can reach that, we might shut this down, she whispered. The trio moved carefully, timing their steps with the pulses of energy. Jackson manipulated the panel, pressing buttons and levers instinctively. The machines hesitated, confused by the unexpected inputs. Dr. Patel analyzed the scripts on the walls. These symbols, they're not just decoration, they're instructions. I can reverse them. Elena nodded. Do it, quickly. He worked fast, rearranging sequences, decoding symbols with a speed that surprised even him. The machine slowed, then stopped, their energy fading. The alien hissed, furious. No, this cannot be. Jackson grinned. It can. And it just did. With the threat neutralized, the humans took a moment to catch their breath. Elena's eyes swept the room. They wanted to corner us. They wanted us to fail. But they forgot one thing. Humans never give up. They improvise. They survive. That's why we're still here. The silver alien retreated into the shadows, its voice trembling with anger and fear. This isn't over. Earthlings are dangerous, Dr. Patel looked at Elena. Dangerous. We just survived a trap. And somehow, we did it by thinking, Jackson laughed. Yeah, and we didn't even need luck. Just brains, teamwork, and a little courage. Elena nodded, though her expression was serious. Courage alone isn't enough. We need to understand what's happening here. The council underestimated us once, they'll do it again. But next time we'll be ready. The humans climbed back to the main chamber, weary but unbroken. The whispers of the council followed them, filled with fear and disbelief. They had seen what humans could do under pressure, and it scared them more than any weapon. Outside, the mysterious energy that had first reacted to the humans still lingered, subtle and watchful. Elena sensed it watching, almost like a silent guardian, or perhaps a test that had only begun. The humans had survived the council's betrayal, but the galaxy was far larger than any chamber, and somewhere out there challenges far greater than these awaited. Elena turned to her team. We survived today, but the universe, it's just waking up to what humans can do, and when it sees the rest of us, it won't know what hit it. Dr. Patel swallowed, excitement mixing with unease. Jackson's grin widened. I'm ready for it. Let them try. We'll adapt, we'll survive, and we'll win. And in the shadows, the council murmured. Earth had shown them its strength, but they still had no idea how far humanity could go. The council chamber felt smaller than usual, though it had not changed. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson walked quietly, their minds still buzzing from the trap they had survived. They had faced cunning, unexpected betrayal, and deadly machines, but something told Elena that the real challenge had only just begun. I don't like it, Dr. Patel said softly, his eyes scanning the walls. They underestimate us, but I feel like we're being tested for something bigger. Jackson shrugged. I feel it too. Something's out there, something they're hiding from even themselves. Elena nodded, her gaze fixed on the far end of the chamber. There, behind an archway of glowing alien metal, a faint hum pulsed, different from the council's energy. It was subtle but unmistakable. That, she said, is what we need to understand. They approached cautiously. As they stepped closer, the walls began to shift, forming patterns that resembled a map of the stars, but not like any galaxy humans had seen before. Constellations moved as if alive, reshaping themselves with each step the humans took. Jackson raised an eyebrow. This isn't a decoration, it's some kind of guide. Dr. Patel touched one of the glowing symbols. It reacted to his presence, opening a small panel on the floor. Inside was a device unlike any technology humans had encountered. It floated in the air, pulsing with light, as if aware of their touch. Elena's eyes narrowed. It's ancient and powerful. The Council didn't just underestimate humans, they hid this for a reason. The device activated, projecting a holographic map of the galaxy. It highlighted hidden pathways, secret colonies, and energy fields that defied known physics. This could change everything, Dr. Patel whispered. It's knowledge they've kept for themselves for centuries. Jackson whistled softly. And now it's ours. Imagine what we can do with this. Elena reached out, her fingers brushing the device. The lights responded, wrapping around her hands like threads of energy. A vision appeared, worlds in chaos, fleets of alien ships, and humans standing boldly at the center, turning what seemed impossible into reality. The humans stepped back, awe and caution mingling in their expressions. This is more than a test, Elena said. They wanted to see if we could handle this, if we could survive their traps and think beyond the rules they've set. A sudden vibration ran through the chamber. The Council's energy, once confident and dominant, now pulsed nervously, almost like it sensed the humans had discovered something it could not control. Aliens whispered to each other, their pride shaken. Elena turned to her team. We need to understand this device fully. If the Council fears it, then they know how dangerous it is in the wrong hands or in the right hands, which could be ours. Dr. Patel began analyzing the symbols, cross-referencing them with his knowledge of physics, mathematics, and alien technology. It's like it was designed for adaptability, he said. It responds to intelligence, not strength. We could use it to navigate the galaxy in ways they never imagined. Jackson grinned. So we survived their traps, solved their puzzles. Now we can play with their toys. I like this game. Elena's gaze shifted to the shadows of the chamber. The lead alien watched from a distance, its form flickering nervously. They've learned too fast, it murmured. No species should adapt so quickly. This could change everything. The humans didn't notice the alien watching. Their minds were focused on the possibilities ahead. With this device, they could explore uncharted territories, find hidden civilizations, and even understand forces in the universe that others only whispered about. But with great power came risk. Elena knew that if the Council discovered the humans' discovery, it could lead to war, alliances, or worse. We need to be careful, she said. This knowledge is a tool, not a weapon, yet we must protect it. The Council underestimates humans, but they will not forgive if they realize we found this. Dr. Patel nodded, his fingers still tracing the holographic stars. It feels alive, he said softly, like it's waiting for someone who can understand it. Someone who can use it. Jackson laughed quietly. Well, lucky for it, we're exactly that someone. Elena smiled faintly but remained serious. Not just yet. We must prepare. The Council may test us again. They may send others to stop us. But now we have an advantage. We know more than they ever expected us to know. The alien in the shadows stepped back, uncertainty etched into every flicker of its form. Humans, it whispered. They are beyond our prediction. We have underestimated them, and it may be our undoing. The humans left the chamber, carrying the device with them. Each step felt heavier with responsibility, yet lighter with the thrill of discovery. They had survived traps, uncovered hidden knowledge, and proven that their ingenuity and courage could overcome even the oldest and most secretive powers in the galaxy. Elena glanced at her team. The Council may control the galaxy, but knowledge changes everything, and now humanity holds that change in its hands. Dr. Patel shivered, excitement and awe mixing in his expression. It's beautiful. And dangerous. Jackson grinned, punching his fist into his palm. Then let's be humans, adapt, survive, and maybe a little danger along the way. I say we're ready for anything. The chamber dimmed and the device pulsed once more, almost like a heartbeat. Somewhere in the shadows, the Council watched, fear and disbelief in every movement. For the first time, they realized that humans were not just clever, they were unstoppable. And for Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson, this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of secrets, challenges, and opportunities. But humans would always find a way. The Council chamber was alive with tension. Aliens from dozens of species had gathered, their forms flickering, their eyes wide with unease. Word had spread quickly. Earth's representatives had uncovered the ancient device. Now all eyes were on Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson. The lead alien stepped forward, its voice colder than ever. Humans, you have survived our challenges, solved puzzles, and discovered what should not be yours. Now you will demonstrate your true capabilities. Fail, and your species will be punished. Elena's gaze swept over the assembly. She saw fear, arrogance, and curiosity in their faces. "We've done nothing to deserve punishment," she said calmly. "We've survived, adapted, and learned. If that is a threat to you, then perhaps your arrogance has blinded you." The alien's eyes narrowed. "Words are meaningless. Actions will prove your worth." Suddenly, the floor beneath the humans opened again, but this time it was not a simple trap. It led to a massive arena, floating in space with energy barriers, moving platforms, and strange creatures suspended mid-air. The council had designed a final trial, a test of intelligence, courage, and creativity combined. Dr. Patel took a deep breath. "They want to see us fail spectacularly this time." Jackson grinned. "Then we'll do the opposite." Elena studied the arena carefully. The barriers moved in complex patterns. The platforms shifted unpredictably, and the creatures, some mechanical, some organic, reacted to every movement. "We have one advantage," she whispered. "We think differently. They predict actions, but they can't predict humans." The humans stepped forward, moving as one. Elena led the way, analyzing every pattern, every pulse of energy. Jackson adapted instinctively, using his engineering skills to manipulate platforms and machinery in their favor. Dr. Patel interpreted the creatures' reactions, finding weaknesses, patterns, and moments to strike. The first challenge came fast. Energy barriers surged, closing in on them. Elena signaled, and Jackson redirected a platform to block one while Dr. Patel used a floating device to disable another. Step by step they advanced, avoiding obstacles that would have trapped any other species. The council watched in disbelief. "Impossible," whispered one alien. "No species could navigate so flawlessly." Then a wave of mechanical creatures attacked, coordinated and precise. But humans adapted. Elena noticed the creatures moved in response to sound. She clapped her hands sharply. The creatures faltered. Jackson used the moment to manipulate platforms, creating a path forward. Dr. Patel used the ancient device, subtly channeling its energy to confuse the creatures further. The alien leader growled. "They are manipulating the device." That was forbidden. But Elena's voice was calm. "We use what we understand. Humans adapt, humans survive, and humans turn challenges into opportunities." The final stage approached, a massive energy gate blocking the exit. Symbols on the gate shifted constantly, changing the combination. Dr. Patel's eyes widened. "They expect brute force or luck. But we can think differently." Elena nodded. "Focus, observe, adapt, solve it." They studied the symbols, noticing subtle patterns hidden in the chaos. Jackson moved the symbols mechanically. Dr. Patel calculated sequences, and Elena coordinated their actions. Slowly, impossibly, the gate began to align. Energy pulsed, then settled. The exit opened. The humans stepped through, breathing heavily but victorious. The council was silent. For the first time, aliens realized their underestimation had been catastrophic. They had faced humans in every way possible: traps, tests, betrayal, and humans had survived, adapted, and triumphed without violence, relying on intelligence, teamwork, and creativity. The lead alien stepped forward, eyes wide, voice trembling. "Humans, you have exceeded every expectation. We misjudged you," Elena straightened. "We were underestimated because we are human. But now we have proven something. Not just to you, but to the galaxy. Humans are adaptable, resilient, and clever. We survive when others fail, not because of strength, but because of determination and intelligence." A murmur spread across the council. Some whispered in awe, others in fear. Humanity had turned the impossible into reality. Jackson laughed softly. "Looks like they finally get it. We're not just survivors. We're a force to be reckoned with." Dr. Patel smiled, though his hand still shook slightly from adrenaline. "We didn't just survive. We demonstrated what humans are capable of. And we did it together." Elena looked around at the council, then at the stars beyond the arena. "This is only the beginning. We have shown the galaxy what humans can do, but our journey, it has just begun." The alien leader, humbled and wary, nodded slowly. "Humans, perhaps you are more than we ever imagined. Your presence here will change the council forever." Outside, the ancient device pulsed softly, as if acknowledging their victory. The humans had not only survived the council's ultimate trial, but had also unlocked a power and knowledge that could reshape the galaxy. Elena turned to her team, determination in her eyes. "We've proven ourselves. But now we must decide how far we go. The galaxy is watching and humanity is ready. Dr. Patel nodded. It feels endless. So many possibilities, and so many challenges. Jackson grinned, his eyes shining. Let them try. We'll adapt, we'll survive, and we'll keep winning. That's what humans do. The council watched silently, fear and respect mingling in their eyes. Earth's representatives had walked into the impossible and emerged victorious. The galaxy would remember this day not for power, not for weapons, but for ingenuity, courage, and the unstoppable spirit of humanity. And somewhere beyond the council chambers, the mysterious energy that had first reacted to humans pulsed quietly, waiting for the next move. Because the humans had proven one thing: they were unpredictable. They were clever. They were unstoppable. The council chamber was quieter than ever. Aliens of every shape and size watched the humans with a mixture of awe, disbelief, and fear. For the first time, Earth's representatives stood not as small, fragile beings, but as equals, perhaps even as something greater. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson walked slowly through the chamber. Their steps were steady, confident. The energy of the ancient device pulsed gently at their side, a subtle reminder of the power they now understood and controlled. The lead alien, whose arrogance had once dominated the room, now hesitated. Humans, you have done what no species before has achieved. You have survived, adapted, and overcome every challenge. Yet you choose to leave? Elena nodded. Yes, we came to understand, to learn, to represent humanity. But we are not here to rule, and we are not here to fight. We came to show that humans are capable of far more than you imagined. Whispers rippled through the council. Some aliens shook their heads, confused. Others nodded, realizing the truth in her words. Humanity was not violent by nature, but they were unstoppable when driven by determination, intelligence, and teamwork. Dr. Patel spoke quietly, his voice calm but firm. We do not seek domination, but we will not be underestimated again. We have proven that humans survive, adapt, and thrive where others fail. Jackson added with a grin. And we do it our way. No tricks, no brute force, just brains, courage, and teamwork. That's humans, the alien council murmured among themselves. Pride had been shattered, arrogance replaced by a new respect and a quiet fear. They had thought Earth's representatives would fail. They had laughed at the idea of humans walking among them. Now they understood the truth. Humanity was unpredictable, clever, and unstoppable. Elena stepped closer to the center of the chamber. We came in as representatives of a small planet. You laughed at us, dismissed us, and tried to trap us. But we adapted. We survived. And we learned. That is what humans do. We turn impossible challenges into opportunities, and we walk away, stronger than ever. The council was silent. Even the most skeptical members found themselves captivated by her words. They realized the humans were not only capable but also wise enough to choose their battles carefully. As the humans moved toward the exit, the chamber seemed to hum with energy. The ancient device glowed softly, almost like a heartbeat. It had chosen them, acknowledged them, and now it pulsed with quiet approval. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, a reminder of the vastness of the galaxy and the limitless potential of humanity. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson stepped onto their spacecraft, the engines humming softly, ready to leave. The lead alien spoke once more, almost reverently. Humans, you have shown us that strength is not always in weapons or fleets. Sometimes it is in courage, intelligence, and the ability to adapt. You have changed the council forever. Elena turned, her expression calm but firm. We hope you remember this. Underestimate humans once and it may cost you. Underestimate us twice. You will regret it. The spacecraft lifted off smoothly, leaving the council chamber behind. Below, the alien delegates watched silently as Earth's representatives vanished into the vastness of space. The laughter that once greeted them had been replaced with awe and a newfound respect. Jackson leaned back in his seat, a grin spreading across his face. Well, we survived, we learned, and we showed them. Not bad for a small planet called Earth, huh? Dr. Patel laughed softly. Not bad at all, and now the galaxy is waiting. There are so many more mysteries out there, so much more to explore. Elena's eyes shone with determination. Yes, but whatever we encounter, whatever challenges come next, we know one thing for certain. Humans will adapt. Humans will survive, and humans will thrive. Outside the spacecraft, the stars stretched infinitely. Somewhere in the galaxy, the Council would talk of this day for generations. The species they had laughed at, dismissed, and underestimated had walked away, not defeated, not desperate, but victorious in their intellect, courage, and spirit. The ancient device pulsed once more, almost like a farewell. Its secrets were now safe with humans, but its power and knowledge would ripple across the galaxy, subtly reshaping what civilizations thought possible. Elena, Dr. Patel, and Jackson watched the stars, knowing this was only the beginning. Humanity had walked into the galaxy as a small, underestimated species. Now they walked away as something far greater, unpredictable, unstoppable, and undeniably human. And somewhere, in the distant chambers of the Galactic Council, the aliens whispered in awe and fear. They had learned a lesson they would never forget. Never underestimate humans. The universe was vast, full of challenges, mysteries, and danger. But humanity had one advantage that no alien technology, weapon, or plan could ever overcome: the human spirit. And as the spacecraft disappeared into the stars, the galaxy knew that this small planet called Earth had a future unlike any other, because humans always find a way.